Lie still, Gregor. You're with friends.
What do you know?
We're as good as dead. No wonder my master leaves this kind of work to you suicidal radicals. I just wish I hadn't agreed to join you.
Thank you for that, Haldane. Anyone else want to offer something less editorial?
We're in a prison cell under the west wing, to the rear, almost under the woodlands. They burst into our quarters after you'd been gone 3 hours and seized us at gunpoint. I memorized a careful note of the route we were taking to this place, and have mentally compared it with Midas's map, so I'm fairly sure of our location.
Are you really an Inquisitor, Sire Archibald?
Yes, I am. My name is Eisenhorn.
We're dead. You've taken us to our deaths.
Michaelis, shut up!
I felt some pity for them. Guild Synesius was rotten to the core, and these men were corrupt. But they were only in this predicament because I duped them. What is it?
At Milodox, a 10-gram dose. You look like you need it.
I don't use drugs.
At Milodox is a painkiller and a mind clearer. I don't care if you do drugs or not, I want that in your system if that gate opens.
Why?
Have you ever been to a pits fight?
Prove yourself!
The Inquisition will show you no mercy.
Kill them! Now! Kill them!
What was that?
What are you to use, mister?
Who's there?
Get out of here! Stop! An intruder!
Eisenhorn! Die, scum!
Gone, heretic!
There's no escape, heretic.
The House of Glor will tear your bastard emperor from his throne.
Use your last breaths wisely and unfold your truth to me, or the Inquisition will teach you pain that Gorgon Lock has yet to imagine.
You cannot even begin to imagine the imperial misery House Glow will wreak. The worlds of the Imperium will blister and burn before Oberon and Pontius. Exalted will be the great darkness of Slenish.
Where's Amos? The girl?
Last I saw her, the Savant was bustling around somewhere making notes. I haven't seen Elizabeth since we freed them from the pit.
Oberon Glow?
No trace.
Gorgon Lock? The churchman, that's so.
They're all probably cinders in the craft that tried to escape.
Decoys.
McLavian is right for my money. I'm glad naval security could serve you here, Inquisitor Eisenhorn. I hope it's restored your faith in the battle fleet.
I liked him. An honest man doing his best amid the conflicting political interests of Battlefleet Command and the Inquisition. In later years, I would come to value all Madothine's honesty and discretion immeasurably.
Now whose methods seem wise?
Voke had brought a staff of nearly 50 with him. They had stripped the noble house of every shred of evidence they could find.
Much has been deleted, dumped, or burned. Much else is encrypted.
Iclone's mission to Hubris involving the Pontius was clearly important to them. But Oberon Glow told me explicitly that said endeavor had been aborted, cancelled, because something more vital had come into play. They referred to it as the true matter.
It would explain why your foe Iclone was abandoned. After all his preparations, the Glors failed to deliver the Pontius as they had promised.
That fits. Datso and the shipmaster Locke were clearly deeply involved in this true matter. We need to establish more facts about them. They mentioned the Saruthi.
A XENOS breed, outlying the subsector. Little is known of them and contact is forbidden. The Inquisition holds several investigations pending, but their space is uncharted.
But a rogue like Locke may well have established lines of contact with them.
Ordo XENOS must begin a survey of the Saruthi, but for now the matter is closed.
How do you reason that?
House Glor is destroyed. Its principal members and co-conspirators are slain. Whatever they were planning is finished.
I didn't even begin to argue with the old man. Voke was sure of his facts. His main failing, in my opinion. He was wrong, of course. I had returned to Dorsey in the care of the Imperial Hospice, where my many wounds and injuries were treated. Most of the cuts and gashes were superficial. Locke's work on me had left deeper scars. My face, they could do nothing with. Locke's promise had been lasting. I would never smile again, nor make much of any expression. Amos visited me to source information concerning the Glor's Confederates. The Ecclesiarchy had no record of a churchman named Datso. But I remembered that he had links to a missionary order sponsored by the Glors on the Edgeworld Damask. Astrogeographically, it lay just a few months' passage spinward of the uncharted regions of the mysterious Saruthi. Loink extracted from my mind a likeness of the pipe-smoking man. The image was copied and circulated through all branches of the investigating authorities. Loink recovered an image of the Pontius, too, by the same means. Amos confirmed that the strange artifact was precisely the correct size and dimensions to fit into the cavity in Iclone's casket. The one recovered from Processional 212. This was what Iclone had been awaiting. What the mass murder in the Hubris Ice Tomb had been for. On the 10th day, a catastrophic series of incidents began to unfold. It began with the Ultima Victrix exploding at anchor above Dorsey. In the ensuing chaos, Battlefleet Scaras waged war against itself. 6 ships were lost, and Captain Estrom's mobile battle group mysteriously vanished in the confusion. It took little time to ascertain that no amount of torture would make Uracell talk. Any doubts that the Glor's authority had survived were dispelled over the course of the next week. Sabotage and riots spread across the subsector, and the Lord Militant's fleet was put to quelling revolt at home instead. Chaos reigned. Why, after what may have been centuries of careful, secret establishment, had the hidden cults risen, exposing themselves to the wrath of the Imperial military? I believed the answer was the true matter. The archenemy was embarked upon something so momentous that it was prepared to sacrifice all of its secret forces to keep the Imperium occupied. Damask was a harsh frontier planet at the very limit of the Helican subsector, one of 100 worthless, seldom visited places, and the location of the mysterious Datso's supposed mission.
I've been sectioning the landscape as you requested, Inquisitor. The atmosphere is hindering my scans, but I'm getting there. I just ran a sweep of the volcanic region south of you. It's hard to tell because it's active, but I think there are signs of structures and operating machines.
Gregor, this is a good vantage point from here. Take a look.
What the hell was that?
A giant. A horned giant in jeweled metal. God, Emperor. But it's huge.
Rosethorn.
Now is not a good time. The monster looked like he'd stood immobile in that spot for 1,000 years. Just a glance at him inspired terror and revulsion, involuntary feelings of dread that I could barely repress. A space marine, from the corrupted and damned Astartes. A chaos marine.
Let's find a way down.
Sanctum.
Sanctum meant that he detected a ship or ships emerging from the immaterium into real space, and was withdrawing to a concealment orbit behind the local star. Which meant that all of us on the planet were on our own. Cleft led down into the tunnels. The air was hot and thick with sulfur, as though we'd found some neglected entrance into hell.
Most intriguing. These plants seem to have electrically active properties. It may be possible to utilize their charge with the Auspex. Most salutary. The charge has healing properties. Fascinating.
The caves beneath North Quam were filled with a toxic gas. I had to move quickly.
There are more of those plants. Or, rather, different species of the same genus, perhaps.
We must find some way across. The gases are toxic. Move swiftly. The gases are toxic. Move swiftly.
Explosions will burn away the gas.
This area has clearly been excavated. We are no longer in just natural caverns. This is old, but the damage is new.
The wheel graves on Bonaventure. There were famous old sites in the Western Hills, made by races before man. They had been decorated once, I suppose, but the surfaces had been cut away, ransacked by later hands. It reminds me of this.
There are many who make a trade in archaeological plunder, and if it's XENOS artifacts, the penalty is high.
I'd overheard Glor and his allies mention archaeo-xenon materials. Perhaps this was such a site, connected in some way to the as-yet mysterious Saruthi.
You didn't have to kill him, Locke.
His life was worth nothing, and his clumsiness cost us much.
I can repair the tablet.
Listen, let us handle the worker slaves and you attend the XENOS artifacts. The sooner we have extracted the last of these Saruthi tablets, the sooner we can get away from this infested backwater.
Well, that's the last of today's batch packed up. We'll be finished soon enough.
Okay, let's head back up to the surface. Beating slaves makes for thirsty work, huh?
I began to feel the oppressive throb of the psychic veil shrouding North Qual. As we penetrated it, I listened out for the sound of alarms or activity, but none came. Though she didn't know it, Bequin was already doing her job by creating a dead spot that allowed us to press on invisibly. I made sure none of us strayed too far from her aura of influence. Be mindful of drones and cameras.
I heard something.
Keep looking. Search over there. Keep looking. Search over there.
Hey, you, stop!
you